Cryptocurrency mining. A world where digital coins are created out of thin air, or so they say. It's often painted as a get-rich-quick scheme, a tech gold rush. Others see it as a threat to the planet. But the truth? It's far more complicated. This is a deep dive into the myths, the facts, and the future of crypto mining. From bedrooms to billion-dollar data centers, we reveal what really happens behind the blinking lights and the hum of machines. It all began in 2009 with a white paper by a pseudonymous figure named Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin was launched, not just as a currency, but as a new way to think about trust. Unlike traditional banking, Bitcoin relies on users verifying transactions through computing power. That process is called mining. In the early days, people could mine Bitcoin using a laptop. Those pioneers weren't just making money, they were helping build the foundation of a new economy. Mining is not just about hitting a digital jackpot. It's the backbone of many cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. Here's how it works. Transactions are grouped into blocks. Miners compete to solve a cryptographic puzzle, a math problem. The first one to solve it adds the block to the blockchain and earns a reward, new coins and transaction fees. This process is called proof of work. It's designed to be difficult, to prevent fraud and ensure decentralization. But it also requires enormous computational power and electricity. Let's get one myth out of the way. Crypto mining is not easy money. At least, not anymore. In the early 2010s, some people became millionaires by mining Bitcoin at home. But today, mining is a high-stakes business. The puzzle difficulty has skyrocketed, the rewards have halved, and energy costs are soaring. Home miners must compete with massive industrial farms powered by thousands of specialized machines called ASICs. Unless you have cheap electricity and serious hardware, you're probably losing money, or barely breaking even. It's not just your wallet that pays. The environment does too. Bitcoin alone uses more electricity per year than countries like Argentina or the Netherlands. And most of that energy still comes from fossil fuels. Critics call crypto mining an environmental disaster. And there's truth in that. But it's not the full story. Some companies are turning to green energy, hydro, solar, even volcanoes. The question isn't just how much energy is used, but where that energy comes from. Enter the ASIC, the application-specific integrated circuit. These machines are built for one purpose: mining coins. They are fast, efficient, and expensive. ASICs revolutionized mining, but they also pushed small players out of the game. Gone are the days of mining on your laptop. Today, it's a battle between tech giants in warehouses the size of football fields. This has led to centralization, a few companies controlling the majority of mining power. That raises concerns. Can something be truly decentralized if it's run by a handful of superminers? Another myth: crypto mining is illegal worldwide. The truth: it depends on where you live. China banned it in 2021. But the US, Russia, Kazakhstan, and parts of Europe still allow it. In some regions, governments are even encouraging it, as long as you play by the rules. Still, legal uncertainty remains. As crypto evolves, so too will the laws. Always check local regulations before you fire up a rig. The future of mining isn't set in stone. In 2022, Ethereum switched from proof of work to proof of stake, drastically cutting its energy use. More coins are expected to follow. That doesn't mean mining will disappear, but it will change. Innovations like AI-optimized mining, grid balancing, and renewables could reshape the industry. Mining might become more sustainable, or it might become obsolete. Interviewee with a crypto enthusiast, Mark Reynolds. I started mining in 2013 with a used gaming PC. Back then, I'd earn a fraction of a Bitcoin every couple days. It wasn't a fortune, but it added up. As difficulty rose, I upgraded, first a GPU rig, then a couple ASICs. But by 2018, the power bills caught up. My house sounded like a server farm and stayed at 30 degrees in winter. It just wasn't profitable anymore. Now, unless you're in a region with extremely cheap electricity or access to renewable energy, you're fighting a losing battle. Industrial players have taken over. For hobbyists, It's more about ideology now than profit. Quote from blockchain engineer, Dr. Lena Hartman. People often think mining is just about earning coins, but the real magic is in how it secures the network. Every time a miner solves a block, they're verifying transactions and preventing fraud. Without miners, Bitcoin wouldn't work. It's trustless, but only because someone's doing the math in the background. What most don't realize is how rapidly the difficulty adjusts. The algorithm ensures blocks are mined at a steady pace, every 10 minutes. If too many miners join, the puzzles get harder. That's brilliant design, but it also creates fierce competition. We've reached a point where decentralization is being tested. With ASICs, large farms now dominate. It's a shift away from the grassroots ethos crypto was built on, and that's something developers are still wrestling with today. This documentary is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. Cryptocurrency mining involves risk and may be subject to regulation in your country. Always consult with a qualified professional and do your own research before getting involved.